What is going on, everybody? RLZ here, back on the video here today. And this is a very special video. We're going to be talking about my top 10 favorite Handon moments for the whole series. I have not done this before. I mean, I've done my top 10 scenes, but that was like at like the end of season 1 or 2. I can't remember. But this is different, man. Wow, this is different, man. I can't believe the show's over, man. I can't believe it. And I'm really about to make my top 10. And now this is my top 10, okay? Mine, like nobody else's, okay? This is my opinion, my top 10 favorite scenes. I'm just gonna tell you guys right off the bat, there's not gonna be a lot of season 4 and season 3 like scenes. I don't even know if there is one on my list, honestly. But I think Handon was disrespected. Honestly, I think it's the most disrespected ship in the TVD universe, especially as a main ship. Like, I easily thought they could have been number one all time. Like, I thought they could have overtaken Elijah and Delana for me, but they're definitely number 3. I don't think that they got their proper due. I don't think the writers did them any favors. I think that they just trashed Landon. I don't even know what season 4, season 3 was his storyline. Like, he could have been literally the strongest male character probably in the TVD universe if they would have played it out perfectly and did his Phoenix storyline. But since they did it the way they did it, he lost his powers and then became like nothing. I don't even know what they did with him. Like, I don't know, man. Like, if I could go back, I would definitely just have them not even do the Malvor storyline, because I think it just took away too much from the storyline from Landon. It just wasn't worth it, honestly. In my opinion, the storyline wasn't worth it. I don't think Tribert Hope was worth it either, honestly. I don't think that either one of those storylines did the show any justice. Like, I don't think that they were done well at all. I don't think Tribert Hope was good. I think that it was boring most of the time. Like, Tribert Hope, I don't think that it was nearly as good as when Elena turned into a vampire or when Caroline turned into a vampire. And I don't know, it just wasn't appealing in my opinion. Like, she was one layer, like she was one dimensional. I mean, it really was not fun in my opinion. Like, there was moments that were good, but overall, I think I would give it a D minus, like at best. Then Landon storyline, I would give it an F. They just trashed my boy, man. I hate them so much for that. And I think that the show could have easily have gone on for 6-7 seasons, like 6 being the least. And instead, we're going out on the 4th season, which is such a bad way to go out on. It's the worst any of the TVD universe shows have gone out on. I don't know, man. This season was just trash, like trash. And I'll do another video on it where I'm just talking about all season 4 and what I would like to see in season 5. But for me, season 4 is probably I put it up there as the worst season in all of the TVD universe. I think every single season from the Vampire Diaries in the originals is better than season 4 of Legacies. And I'm just being honest, honestly. I don't know. It just was not good. But let's get into this top 10 right here. I love Handon. I really wish we could have gotten to see more of them. It really stings and sucks that we're not gonna get any more of them, man. It really just hurts me. But man, like, let's get into this top 10. Now, these are my opinions once again, and I know I know everybody's probably gonna have most of the same scenes, because especially in the top 5, my top 5 is elite. But let's get right into it. Here we go. We're gonna start off at number 10. And number 10, most of you guys probably wouldn't expect this, but Hope and Landon's first dance in the originals. I remember watching the originals. I was so mad. I did not like Hope's character for most of it, because she was just like so mad at Elijah when yes, he was at fault a little bit, but she blamed him for every single thing, and she was just not that great of a character at the beginning of the originals when she came in. And so I wasn't even gonna watch Legacies, but then Hope and Landon caught my eye. And I just fell in love with this too. Like, the ship was amazing. This was the beginning. I loved the everything about the scene was amazing. Klaus watching them. I loved that how Elijah shipped them, and like he was helping Landon, like basically take Hope out by giving him all that money, when he was at we were at the restaurant and leave him a huge tip. Like, I really like that, and you could tell he approved of Landon because he was asking Hope why she didn't say yes to him when Landon had asked her out right in front of Elijah. That shows you how much that Landon like what like just was into Hope and wasn't scared. And I think Elijah appreciated that he wasn't scared because he literally asked her out right in front of Elijah. So I don't know. Yeah, I think that was a special moment. That whole episode was really really good. And man, it was such a good episode. And it's basically the start of Handon, and it was amazing. And I loved the first dance, man. I loved it, and that's why it's in my top 10. You know, I know a lot of people probably wouldn't have it in their top 10, but for me, I love this scene. It's beautiful because of so many different reasons. Klaus watching them, like I said, all those reasons. Um, Basically getting to see his daughter be happy, you know, and yeah, so definitely my top 10. And number 9 is Hope and Landon's final talk in the series finale, where she basically just tells him to not be a stranger, and then he just takes a piece of her, you know, he just like brushes her hair, and he says, "No, we can never be strangers," you know. And I think this is a special, special moment. She says, you know, she'll always love him, and you know he'll always love her, man. They'll always be each other's love, man. And I don't think that they could ever move on from each other. Honestly, I hope that it sucks that we're not gonna get to see them, man. That we're not gonna get to see more. But I definitely think that they're gonna find their way back to each other, one way or the other. No doubt about it. And yeah, you know, just have to have, you know, I just have to use my imagination in this and just hope that Landon did end up finding a way back to her and where they could be together and everything like that, and everything worked out perfectly fine. Because that scene, it sucks, man. They didn't even kiss. So that scene is good, but it's just good enough to fit into the top 10. You know, it's it's not anything special. It was just the words that they say and the way they looked at each other in that moment. And I think it was just beautiful and really special, honestly. And yeah, it's just a good scene. And it was their final scene. And I would have loved for it to have more, like be longer, more. And I would have liked if it just Landon was here on Earth, you know. And but you know, things happen. Writers just didn't know what they were doing. They fumbled the whole bag. Um, Fumbled my whole ship, man. I can't believe it. But yeah, I mean, you know, just Handon forever, man. There's love. Their love is just so strong, and I don't think either one of them will be able to move on or anything like that. And I think they have so much love for each other that you know, I and Hope telling him to not be a stranger tells me that she wants to see him and wants him to come back every single chance he gets so she can see him and all that. So I love that, man. And I just, you know, in my mind, they're together. So yeah. But number 8, Landon singing to Hope in season 1. Yo, season 1 is the best season. I don't care what anybody says. It's the best season far and away. There was I think there was like one or two maybe bad episodes, maybe one, maybe two, something like that. But this season was fire. This is the reason why I love Legacies, man. This is the reason why I wanted to be in the fandom, everything about that. Like, this is the reason why I love this show because season 1 was so good. If they would have kept on this trajectory, yo, it would have been the best TV universe show. If it would have stayed the way season 1 was and carried that to season 2, 3, 4, it would have been the best show because season 1 was so elite. It was amazing. Like, it didn't have cliffhanger. It was so good. But then after that, season 2, the beginning of season 2 till the mid-season finale, and then actually till like 216. After that, though, it was trash in my opinion. They just took their foot off the pedal in my opinion. It wasn't the greatest, but yeah, I mean, Landon Singing the Hope was special, man. So special. Seeing her open up, seeing her like break down, cry, you know, and then kiss Landon at the end, and like seeing Landon open up and seeing him not be afraid to sing to her, it took a lot of guts, man. It took a lot of guts, and like just seeing them be so in love and seeing Hope just like melt and all that, like that was amazing to see. That took their relationship up another level, and it was amazing, man. It was amazing, and um Yeah, it was super good, man. They're amazing, man. That this was a really good scene. I know a lot of people wished that we could have gotten to see Hope sing the Landon, which she kind of did in the musical episode, but I wanted to see them just have a moment alone where Hope sings to him. It would have been special because they never been like you would been able to compare the scenes, but um, we didn't get that, but we got something pretty close to it. But um, this was a special scene, special moment for them, um, and it was just great to have them bond and really just grow closer and stronger. Because Hope crying, she never does that in front of anybody or anything like that. So seeing her do that in front of Landon, it was amazing. And Landon just opening up and becoming more confident. It was great, man. It was great for him. So this is definitely number 8. Number 7. Now look, when this moment happened, when this moment happened, I was in pain. This is a sad scene, but it's an amazing scene. Okay, it deserves to be in the top 10 because it's so amazing. And that is Hope and Landon talking on the park bench when they're just strangers. Well, at least Landon doesn't know who Hope is, but Hope knows who Landon is. And he has the peanut butter blast, and he's putting all his problems on her, talking about he's in a relationship with some girl, talking to her about how the problems of a relationship and all that stuff. And Hope just has to sit there and listen, even though that's her man right there. That's her man. But he doesn't know that. And I think this scene was amazing because Hope was just crying. She was breaking down. She was in pain. And she, you just see that struggle where she wants to say something, but she can't because Lane doesn't know her. And it's just pain. And the whole fandom was just hurt by this scene because Hope was crying. Landon was just, he was just not, he didn't realize Hope was crying, and she was a stranger, so he's just he doesn't know what to do. He just talking to her. But I think it shows how strong their relationship was, and their bond and connection is that he remembered the peanut butter blast when he did not even want it. He literally said it. He didn't even want it, and he gave it to her. And just their eyes in these scenes, man. In this scene, was so amazing. Hope looking up at him, and then him looking down at her. It was so good, man. This scene was just magical. It was beautiful. It was heartbreaking, but it was amazing though. It was amazing. I can't lie. I love this scene, even though it's so sad because you want your ship to be together. You want him to just wake up and get his memories back, but he doesn't. He's with Josie, and Hope is just there, and she's sad and she's alone. But he does not know anything, and that's the hardest part. He doesn't know that he's hurting her, but not on purpose. He just doesn't know. And Hope can't say anything. But then a few moments later, she breaks down with a lark and all that stuff. So it's that scene was amazing, man. That scene and this whole beginning of the season was amazing, and yeah, it was truly just really really good, and that's why it's number 7 for me, and that's why it's in my top 10 because it's too beautiful and heartbreaking to not have it in there, because this is what builds up a ship right here, and I wish they could have extended it and made it have more scenes like this. If they would have kept more scenes like this, oh my gosh, this would have been amazing. But it was truly just tragic and beautiful and all that. So I love this scene, and yeah. Number 6, Hope tells Landon that she loves him, and he says it back. Now this is kind of a two-parter because an episode or two ago before this, she was talking to his hologram, and she ended up blurting out that I love you. I wanted you to stay because I love you. And that's one of my favorite scenes, honestly, because it's so beautiful, and she just did not. She just let it slip out because she loves Landon. And she was just like, I want you to stay because I loved you. And then his hologram was just like, you did not mean to say it, did you? And then she was like, nope. And then I just thought that whole interaction was beautiful. And it's funny because he could say it to the fake Landon, not the real one, She waited all this time, But I think that moment where Landon was missing, it made her realize that she loved Landon and that she loves him and that she wants him back and that she's going to do anything she can to get him back. So I think that scene was beautiful. I love the hologram Landon in that moment though, because he was just, it was great, man. He was just, that she gets to tell him, and I love how she wanted to know what Landon's reaction would be to that, and and it was amazing, man. This was one of the most beautiful scenes ever because it was on the dock. She was opening up. It was just she just let her feelings out, and we wanted it to be like the real Landon, but I think this was the next best thing, and it is a Handon scene, it is, and we got our big Handon moment in the finale of that season, and it was worth it because they both said "I love you" to each other, and it was amazing. They kissed, but then a few moments later, Clark interrupted, and we got that cliffhanger in the finale. But that scene was beautiful. It was amazing. I remember Twitter was wilding after that, and yeah, it was amazing. So I love that scene. Everything about that moment was beautiful and amazing. So that's number 6. It was great. Now. We're getting into the top 5. Top 5 is no joke. These scenes are elite. They're elite tier. I think these 5 scenes could go up against any TVD universe ship and possibly win most of them. Now, number 5, I don't know if you guys will have this at number 5. You might have it a little higher, but for me, I think the 4 other ones before this are just so good that I had to. Like, I didn't even want to put this. This could be easily be number 2, 3, 1, so one of those, like easily. But I just have to make the choice and put this number 5, even though it's one of my favorite scenes. It might be my most favorite, but I don't know. Just the other 4 are just they just have that thing. This one does too, but number 5, the mistletoe kiss. Now, I need you guys to just close your eyes, just think about where were you at when this moment happened. Where were you when it happened? I can remember where I was. I was watching this in my room. Now, that whole episode was trash leading up to this moment. It was trash. Landon had just died by Sebastian, and it was Lizzie and Sebastian stuff and all that. We didn't really care about that. The whole episode was garbage. It was the Christmas episode. And then Landon gets back to the school. He walks, I think Hope is in the backyard or something like that. And we see Landon walk up. And then we see Hope look. She turned and she saw him after the Santa Claus had said, like, he was all up in the sky. And then they see each other. They connect. Their eyes meet. And then she's about to walk away. But then he runs to her and says, "Can you wait here? I really need to tell you something, but I got to do something first." He goes to break up with Josie. He comes back. And then Hope and Landon have this beautiful... This I don't know, man. This moment is so beautiful. The music, the movements, the eyes, it was beautiful, man. It was so good. This is probably the most iconic Handon scene because I think this scene had the whole fandom in flux. It was crazy. It was crazy. There was so much hate. There was so much love. People were just this scene was crazy. And guess what? It was the mid-season finale, so people had to stay with this scene for like months, and it was amazing. It was great. I remember my reaction to it. I'm gonna try and find that, man. I gotta find these reactions because it really sucks that my channel got taken. Because like I think I had some really good reactions to this moment and to the like all the Handon moments. But this scene was just wow. It was truly just iconic. His words, like when he said look up and then the mistletoe was right there and then before she could even fully look down, he kisses her. The music, man. The like his hands on her hands on like the movements, it was just perfect. It was perfect. I think a lot of people would have this in their top 3. For me, it was almost in my top 3. It's so good though, it could easily be in the top 3. It could easily be number 1. But I think number 1 is just solidified, so it couldn't be number 1. But it's so good though. I think all you guys would agree this is one of Handon's best moments ever. I think the kiss, the lighting, the surrounding, like all of them, like the lights, the Christmas vibes. It was just amazing. And Handon got back together after being apart for the whole season so far. They are back together. They are united. And then they finally made the right move. He finally, did the right thing, the smart thing. He ended things with Josie, even though I love Jandon, but the friendship wise. But yeah, I mean, it was great, man. This scene was special. Amazing. I know a lot of people gave Landon a lot of crap for this, but like, why would you want him to stay with someone if he's not fully in love with them? Like, and he got all his memories back. He knew, so like, why would you want him to stay? Like, let Josie out and like let her, you don't want to hurt her anymore. And I think the scenes before that, when he got his memories back and they were on the dock, him and Josie, I think that was a beautiful moment. And him letting her, he could have been kind of disrespectful and like say, you know what, I'm done. I want to go back to Hope. But he kind of did it in like the nice guy way, as nice as he could have. So I don't know. That still like made me mad the way people reacted because like why would you want him to just lead her on and stuff like that, Because obviously his heart belongs to Hope, which is nothing wrong with that. And it's not like he like really had a choice. His memories were gone and he got them back. So it's like, what do you expect him to do, honestly? Because he never would have looked Josie's way if he has memories the whole time. He never would have. So, but people are gonna be mad about anything. But I thought this moment was truly Handon excellence, and I think this was just so good, man, so good. It's going in the Hall of Fame easily. So yeah, that's number 5. Number 4, I thinking about it now, I would probably have the missile kiss in front of this, but I think this moment is special too, and that's Hope and Landon in the hotel room. That whole talk, the conversation, and where they like almost do it, but Lark walks in on them. Um, this was really special because I loved how he said, I hate that you always see me when I'm weak, and she said you're not weak and all stuff, and you're a survivor. I thought that was beautiful, and like they reunited in this episode, and I know everybody was going crazy when this happened. I was going crazy. I was excited. I was so hyped. We got to meet Landon's mom. There was so many good things about this episode. And they kiss, they talk. He says he's never gonna hurt her again. He caresses her face. The scene was just beautiful, beautiful, man. All their scenes are beautiful, and I just love the real conversations they had in this moment, and they were just real and honest with each other, and it was just great and beautiful, and it just took the relationship to the next level where it made Hope want to ask him to be her boyfriend, and I just think it was great, and it was perfect for them, and I thought the scene was really really special. So that's number 4. Now these top three are iconic, iconic, iconic. Number 3, the bathtub kiss. When this moment happened, Twitter was about to break down, about to shut down. Like it was about to shut down because the bathtub moment was this episode delivered iconic Handon excellence right here. This was the best Handon we ever got. I don't care. Like there was moments in other episodes that were good and maybe better than this, but this episode delivered two Handon bangers. We Number 2 is in this episode too, but number 3 is the bathtub kiss, and that was an amazing moment because he did all these things to save her life, to make sure she didn't get hurt. He ate all these things. I can't remember all of it, but he ate a bunch of things, a bunch of nasty things, and just to save her. And then she was like, "You did all that to save me." And he was like, "I'll do that again and again." And then she was like, "You really should clean up." And she turned on the shower, and then he just poured her in. Like that, him pulling her in was just wow. Like I didn't expect that from Landon. That was amazing. I don't think anybody really expected that either. And I just think it was so beautiful and cute, and they just kissed right there, and the music, the hands, them holding hands, oh my god, it was so good, man. It was so good. It was one of his best scenes, and I really thought they were gonna build on this scene. I don't think they really built on it too much, but it was a really great scene and a really great moment for them, and just a way for them to just laugh and be happy because he had just died and came back. So it was amazing. I also hate how many times they killed Landon in the show, man. They killed him way too much. They really tried to play my boy like he was weak, man. He could have been so strong. I will never forgive them for that because he should have been way stronger. And the ways that he died were so stupid sometimes that really made me mad. So yeah, but I thought this scene was really, really amazing and really beautiful and touching, and just showed how much they love each other, really, like, and what they would do for each other. So I thought it was really great. Now, number 2 is from the same episode, I believe, and that is the flying kiss. Bro, this could have been number 1. This could, in any other circumstances, this would have been number 1. But it's not. It's number 2. And the flying kiss, man. This whole scene, this whole moment was amazing. First him, just looking at her, and then them just trying to figure out a plan, and then her like giving him the journal that she was writing in, and then it said like he's so caring, and I can't remember like any of it, but he's so caring and patient and all this stuff, and like just all these things that she never would be, and all this stuff, and she was just basically saying how much she loves him, and he's just helping her so much, and this was all while like she was sad because he was with Josie and all this stuff, I believe. So the scene was just amazing, man. It's so amazing. He puts the journal down, he kisses her, and like he just needed this like to like for her to believe in him, and then he just starts flying. And it made me think of Smallville because Clark and Lois had a scene just like this where he basically needed to believe in himself and needed her to believe in him, and then it just made them start flying or floating. And I love them floating because it was amazing. And then their faces when they float and they look down, and then he's like holding onto her, but she's holding to him, and we don't know what's happening. But it's obviously him floating, getting his more Phoenix powers, and all that. And then she just says, "Don't let me go," and he says, "Never." And then they kiss, and then the episode goes off, and then they fall to the ground and they laugh. And I thought that was just a beautiful touch on the episode and on their scene. And it's so Handon, them to fall and then start laughing. I just thought that was such a beautiful scene and a beautiful moment. And I just love Landon getting more powers, and loved. I really wanted them to build on this moment more, but they didn't really, which sucks, man. It really makes me mad that we never got to see Landon take Hope flying. It's truly tragic, and it's truly one of the most biggest missed opportunities, honestly. But yeah, it's number two. And we go to number one. Now, I think if you know me well, and if you've been on my channel, my old channel before, I think you know what number one is. It's the first scene I ever saw from Legacies, the show that really made me watch the show. And that is the bus stop kiss where they say goodbye and we think we're never going to see Landon again. This scene is goaded. It's goaded. I think it's the perfect Handon scene. You have them falling in love with each other, but they have to say goodbye to each other. Hope is really letting her feelings out. She knows, like, she's starting to fall in love with Landon, and she gives him the bracelet. She gives him money, lunch, all this stuff, and sends him to New Orleans to go find, I think, Vincent probably, and all that, to help with his family, line and all that stuff. And she basically says, "Push this if you need me," and she knows that he needs her help. And then she walks away. First, they look at each other for a while, and like it looks like they're about to kiss. But then she says, "Okay, bye, bye, Landon." And then she walks, and then he presses it, and then she sees, and then she turns around, and he just says, "I wanted to see if it worked." And then they walk, and then she smiles, and then goes to him, and they kiss. And the music, I want to be somebody to someone like that. Oh, I want to be somebody to you. Like that song is goaded too. It was amazing. Holy crap, that was a really good scene. Really good moment. The bus stop coming towards them, and then her touching his stomach. And he's saying "ow," and then he's like, "It's okay, it's okay," and she says sorry. And they keep kissing in slow motion. And then the shot that when it pans out from them, and you can see like the whole street with the school bus, the lights. That's one of the best shots ever. It's so good. It's so amazing. I can't even put in the words. It's the iconic Handon scene in my opinion. I had that like screenshot saved on my phone for so long, and it was my screensaver for a while, and I just think it's perfect. I just think it's the best shot for Handon ever, honestly, and I just think the scene is so good, and because we think we're never gonna see Landon again, but he comes back and. I don't know. I love that scene, man, so much, and it's the scene that got me started on Legacies. Because I wasn't watching the show. They were already this was 105, and I had not watched any episode or anything until that point. So I binge watched all the episodes until episode 5, and then I started making reviews and reactions and all that stuff, and that's what started. If I wouldn't have seen that scene, who knows if I would have started the show. So and that scene was just so special, man, and it made me fall in love with Handon. Cause I liked Handon because I seen him in the originals, but I didn't like him enough to start the show. But then I saw that scene and it was like, yo, this scene is goated. I gotta start the show. So I'm glad I saw that scene, and that scene was just It was magical, man. It was the best. But that's gonna wrap up my top 10, guys. Comment down below. What is your top 10? Do we have any in the same spot? Did I miss anything that you guys would have put? I'm sorry, I really don't care for season 4 or season 3 that much. There are some really good scenes. There are some very very good scenes. Like Handon's first time, like that's a really good scene. That whole moment. Um, um, yeah, I don't know. That's a really good scene, but I love when they jump into the Malivore pit together. That's a really good moment too. But I just thought these other ones were just better in my opinion. For me, it's my opinion. I like those scenes better. But there are some good moments and some really good moments, and Handon have a good amount of moments. But I just don't think that they were executed well enough, honestly. But just comment down below what's your guys' top 10. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Comment down below if there's any other Legacies videos you guys want me to make. And if not, don't comment. But if you want me to make any more Legacies videos, leave a like, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy Leezy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.